You know, there's an old saying, let no good deed go unpunished, especially when you're giving a woman later in years an opportunity at having a family. This young man learned a very valuable lesson. I want y'all all to pay attention because this could be you.
This is the story of me agreeing to get an older woman pregnant and then her trying to ruin my life.
Uh-oh.
When I was 23, I had a one-night stand with a girl from my hometown named Maria. We both knew it was nothing more than that, and we didn't speak after. Several months later, I received a text from her saying that she hadn't been lucky in love and she wanted a baby before it was too late. So she asked if I would get her pregnant and I wouldn't have to bear any responsibility.
Sounds like a reasonable request, right? Nah. Nah.
So she asked if I would get her pregnant and I wouldn't have to bear any responsibility, like a sperm donor. I considered it and I first thought no, but after some time to think about it, I thought it'd be the right thing to do for someone struggling. So we filled out an ironclad agreement and basically I wouldn't be responsible at all.
Okay.
A while later, she told me she was ovulating, and then a few weeks after that, she told me she was pregnant and it had worked. I went back to California for work, and we didn't speak after that. Unbeknownst to me, she contacted my family behind my back and invited them to the baby shower. They then began getting dinner or whatever regularly.
I'm sorry, what? This older lady that I'm doing a favor for by giving a baby to has decided to now reach out to my family? That's not part of the agreement. But unfortunately, this is how things happen all the time.
And getting dinner or whatever regularly. And as she got to know my parents started encouraging me to be in the baby's life. And once I found out it was a little girl, I thought it was the right thing to do. I flew home to be there for the birth, and I got a tattoo of our daughter's middle name before she was born. After our daughter was born, Maria wanted us to be together and be a family.
Red flag right there. Red flag number one. Maria knew what she was doing all along. And see, this is why young fellas, y'all need to watch out with these older women. A lot of y'all want to jump out there. It's exciting. I know I was young once too, and I got into the same situations. But these women can manipulate you, and they also sometimes target younger men so they can have that opportunity to manipulate a man. An older dude would have seen that coming and be like, nah, I'm good. You go ahead and handle that on your own.
After our daughter was born, Maria wanted us to be together and be a family. And when I said I didn't want to do that, she wouldn't let me see my daughter. My main source of income at the time was the Airbnb that I owned. And she said this a few months after she was born. I felt bad, so I let her move in for several months, rent-free. Once she moved out, she told me this: I've never done anything to warrant supervised visits, but I...
Let's see the game she was running on this dude. The baby and I need to stay in your house for like 2 months, man, until I can get our own place, and so that I can save a little more. I am taking a position remote, which comes with a huge pay cut. But I won't have to put our daughter in daycare, and I can be home with her. Looks like we're closing this property on June 9th in Metairie. I think that's Louisiana. So I'm hoping to be packed up and out of this apartment the weekend prior to the 9th. I'll put all of my stuff in storage except our clothes. Can we stay there? Of course, he's not going to resist that request. It's only 2 months. No, it's not. It's going to be much longer than that. This is kind of important. You respond? You're deliberately ignoring me. Now she's mad. In 2 hours' time, she's mad now. You're deliberately ignoring me, and it's extremely frustrating considering I'm asking you for a favor. Mind you, for a favor. I'm asking you to put a roof over your daughter's head. If you don't want to help us, then let's see a lawyer and sign your rights over and let me legally. This is her little tactic. All along, this has been her tactic about controlling the rights and getting the legal system involved. Oof, man. I don't know what IK is. This is what I want. I want you to pay her daycare, the full amount. Now she got to go to daycare. I can't believe this. This is from the 16th. May, oh, that was 16th of May. Okay. Now in October, she's talking about daycare. Remember she was going to stay home and take care of the daughter? Wow. This is what I want. I want you to pay her daycare, the full amount. You can have her 1 full weekend a month if you stay at your parents'. He got to stay at his parents' house, but you get to live in his house. What part of the game is that? Let's just figure this out before you get into town. I don't want to have to speak to you anymore. Okay? So is this okay? I want to get this over with. Can you please respond? We are talking about our child. She's always bringing up our child. Like it's This is sacred. It's our child. No, it's your child that you wanted to have that I agreed to have with you. We talked about having some kind of agreement by this evening, Brett, so we need to figure this out. If you don't respond to me, I'm going to quit responding to you.
Moved out, she told me this. I've never done anything to warrant supervised visits, but I agreed to keep the peace. I would come home as often as I could to see our daughter, and things were usually okay when I was there. These are all from her Facebook. One Halloween, I didn't want to wear matching
So she was posting quite a bit. She's like, well, look at our happy family.
Costumes with Maria, so she wouldn't let me see my daughter on her Facebook. One Halloween, I didn't want to wear matching costumes with Maria, so she wouldn't let me see my daughter for a while.
What?
And when our daughter was being baptized, I drove a 14-hour round trip from Nashville to attend. And because I didn't want to see Maria the night before, she didn't allow me to come to the baptism at all.
Damn.
Soon after this, she served me with child support, saying that our original contract wasn't valid because our daughter didn't have a social security number yet.
Oh. Wow, she hit him with the okey doke. So basically, in my lawyer brain, I would say, you think because you did this contract under false pretenses, because you knew that there was no social security number available for this, that would have tied this child to this contract, this binding ironclad agreement you agreed to put me in. You knew that there wasn't a social security number. So why are you now reversing on yourself and saying that a social security number is required for this contract to be enforced? This is manipulation 101, fellas. And yeah, these ladies look good. You know, they're in their 40s or whatever, or their late 30s. And they're like, yeah, you know, we look so much better than the younger generation. But don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the good looks. There's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. There's a lot of baggage that goes along with that. There's a lot of underhanded stuff goes along with it. Not in every case. No, I'm not saying in every case. I'm not a fatalist like that. But you gotta pay attention to the red flags, brothers. And Brother Brett learned this the hard way.
And I didn't fight her on it. I didn't have the time. I was living away. I ended up paying her $10,000 up front and $750 a month. I was able to move home soon after that, and I began seeing our daughter regularly. Everything was going really well until I got a girlfriend. Even though she had a boyfriend who was regularly around our daughter, she said that my girlfriend couldn't be around our daughter. I was able to get our daughter for an afternoon, and Maria asked what I was doing. I told her that I was with my girlfriend and we were at Lowe's together. She freaked out. I said I'd bring her daughter back to her as soon as we were done, but instead Maria drove to Lowe's, apparently called my dad and was running up and down the aisle screaming. I don't know what actually happened, but she was freaking out, just blowing up my phone, thinking she was in danger. And keep in mind, my girlfriend is a mom as well as a nurse. Our daughter was never in any danger. When I offered...
That's funny. She thought they were automatically in danger because the child was at Lowe's, or just because she was jealous. She was jealous that he had moved on, that he had finally this wasn't a good idea having a child with you, but I'm taking care of my responsibilities now. I'm stepping up. And here you come, crazy baby mama in Lowe's making a scene. Insane.
Maria and my girlfriend to get to know each other so they'd be comfortable, my daughter being around. She immediately said no and called my girlfriend a word that rhymed with shore and refused to get to know her. Maria then made a public post saying that I was a deadbeat dad and that I hadn't seen our daughter in weeks. Here I am with our daughter just a few days prior to this post. I also left my...
He does get that photo evidence, you know what I mean, of them actually spending time. And she had pictures of them actually hanging out on her page, but she probably deleted those, right? You know how the internet generation is. They're going to delete everything and it never existed. He's a deadbeat.
My best friend's bachelor party a day early so I could be home for Father's Day, and she still wouldn't allow me to see her. She even said this to my grandmother.
Wow, she reached out to his grandmother on Facebook. Grandma ain't got nothing better to do, so she gonna go ahead and go. This is why you should date and marry someone you know who wants a life with you, because children are gonna live with these choices. Baby is precious, but she didn't come into this world under normal choices and circumstances. The guy had no clue what he was getting into. I truly wish you and the baby a wonderful life, but choices have consequences. Praying for you to find the guy you're meant to have and the life that makes you happy. Your response is sickening to me. But I guess since you're his grandmother, of course you respond with something like this. The fact that you could turn this around on me and not recognize that he decided that he wanted, he talked to his grandmother, remember? He decided he wanted to be a father. Oh, now he decided, okay. He had every chance to walk away, and honestly, I wish he would have. No, he didn't, because you wouldn't have a baby. But he was there at the hospital. He chose to sign the birth certificate. This is something that happens a lot. They start making declarative statements that are not 100% true. I have a friend of mine that had somebody, had a girl, he got pregnant, and she did this too. But she threw this word around, and she was specific about this word, and it was almost like a legal thing. Like she was saying this specific word. So whatever happened prior to went out the window. You don't get to be a half-assed dad. Sorry, it's his family that enables his behavior. Let's not forget both him and his brother. Oh, wow. He's bringing his brother into it. Have abandoned their children for long periods of time. Something is seriously wrong with all you guys. I pray for you all. This is on a public forum, too, it looks like. And your grandson puts his thing in anything that walks because he's reckless. Remember, you're talking to grandma. This is foul. He doesn't know what he was getting himself into. So the next poor girl who gets pregnant by him, she's a poor girl now. She's she talked him into this baby. And now a poor girl, poor victim. Victim mentality they talk about. So the next poor girl who gets pregnant by him, are you going to say, well, your actions have consequences when he decides to be absent from that child's life too? Please do not come at me. I don't care to hurt any of your feelings anymore. Okay, bye. Yeah, these messages are a trip. Yeah, something my heart will always hurt for, I guess, her daughter's name. I wish I had the choice to remove someone from her life so she doesn't have to experience the immense amount of pain she'll feel one day when she realizes someone who is supposed to be so important in her life is absent most of the time. One thing she'll never have to worry about is that I'll always show up for her and I'll never make her feel half loved. That's probably the brother right there. Oh, no. What's his last name? Yeah, quit talking shit, man. Talking shit? Are you commenting on the correct post? There's no shit talking here. Looks like she's expressing some hard truths and concerns with her daughter. It's called parenting. You and your brother could both take notes. Oh, it is his brother. He's defending someone who's shoveling hot dogs down his throat for Instagram likes. Is that what his Instagram is? Pause. Hey, pause. Going on a world tour for the rest of the year. According to his most recent post, leaves his daughter with his parents on his weekend so he could travel and skip town this weekend and miss another Father's Day with his child. Oh, he talks about the Father's Day coming up. This is just nothing. The list goes on and on. Don't come at me. Truth is coming out, and I'm not afraid to share to the public anymore. That's a threat. That's definitely a threat in this modern day and age. Let's see.
She had her friends comment mean things on my girlfriend's social media multiple times, even though my girlfriend has never been anything but nice to Maria. Because Maria tends to do this, I want to make sure that she doesn't twist the story and make it seem like I abandoned our daughter. I recently found out that our daughter isn't mine.
You had to know that was coming. Oh, the manipulation, the twisting. Oh, she really got him good. Publicly embarrassed him. Child support, all this stuff, family issues, bringing the family into it. Hollering at his grandmother, only for him to find out you are not the father. This is worse than Maury.
I don't know who the dad is, but I've had 2 paternity tests done, and they both say this. I believed Maria when she told me that I was the only possible father. The situation was weird, but I was always happy to be a dad. I knew that Maria already knew she was pregnant. She had to have, when she asked me to get her pregnant. I didn't think that was something that someone would lie about to another human being. Not only to me, but my entire family as well. Everybody's distraught about this. Maria, I allowed you to paint me as the villain and you as the victim for years to keep peace, but I hope you know that the only victim here is your child.
Give it up for Brett Fairley for that wonderful story time. Jeez Louise. This is a cautionary tale, y'all. Letting a woman put a baby on you. And you ever heard those dudes are like, yeah, it's my baby. You don't even worry about it. You know, always determine paternity. I'm thinking even in the case of if it's your wife to do it, like, cause this is crazy. This happens far too often now with young men are getting caught up in these situations. I could think of a rapper allegedly finessed 2 times. And Sukiyana, they were supposedly had a baby. It was all public. It was, you know, all this stuff going on. And come to find out, he just found out the baby wasn't his. This happens, guys. You got to play defense, you know, to put it in a sports analogy. Like this type of interaction here, you're going to get taken advantage of one way or another. And a lot of times, you know, it sounded like this woman was very calculating. You could see how, like I said, how specific she was in her text messages, that she probably had some premeditation in this. But, you know, sometimes there's a lot of women that will say they had no idea what was going on. But this was crazy, man. Anyway, y'all, protect your neck, protect your wallet, protect your identity, protect everything, protect your seed, if that's the case, man, because this can happen to anybody, bro. And you know, some women are going to have to start doing jail time behind this before we really get a solution to this. It is what it is, man. This is the world we live in. Terrible. All that, and the baby ain't even his.